Starting in 2024, films will be required to meet new inclusion standards to be eligible for the Academy Awards for Best Picture. They'll have to have a certain percentage of actors or crew from underrepresented racial and ethnic groups. What do you think of these new inclusion standards for films?
They make me vomit.
Why?
Because this is an art form. It's also a form of commerce, and it makes money, but it's an art. And no one should be telling me as an artist that I have to give in to the latest, most current idea of what morality is. And what are we risking? Are we really risking hurting people's feelings? You can't legislate that. And you have to let life be life. And I'm sorry, I don't think that there's a minority or a majority in the country that has to be catered to like that. You know, Laurence Olivier was the last white actor to play Othello. And he did it in 1965. And he did it in Blackface. And he played a black man brilliantly. Am I being told that I will never have a chance to play a black man? Is someone else being told that if they're not Jewish, they shouldn't play The Merchant of Venice? Mm-hmm. Are we crazy? Do we not know that art is art? This is so patronizing. It's so thoughtless and treating people like children.
He's right, isn't he? And it's great to hear somebody say it out loud. No, blackface is a different story. That's not done anymore, but everything else, my goodness gracious. And it's just so wonderful when you hear the truth, when you hear somebody who's unafraid. How old is he now? 75 years old, Richard Dreyfuss. I think I'm going to rent Close Encounters of the Third Kind this weekend because movies these days are not so good, right? Movies these days, mostly television shows and things that blow up and stuff like that. So I am not watching as much TV, but what I am doing is studying our Constitution, including the Bill of Rights. I believe they're coming to take our rights, and we have to know what they are. Do you know what the Third Amendment is? Do you know what the Ninth Amendment is? Do you know what the 10th Amendment is? I actually need work on those three amendments big time, all right? A lot of people do. Even Chris Cuomo, when he was on CNN, didn't even seem to understand anything about the First Amendment. Check this out.
Now, too many see the protests as the problem. No, the problem is what forced your fellow citizens to take to the streets. Persistent and poisonous inequities and injustice. And please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Well, the First Amendment of the Constitution would be a great place to start because it says it in there, right in there, all right, in the Bill of Rights. Now, I'm working on memorizing this. I got a long way to go, and quite frankly, I'm not there yet. So let's put the First Amendment on the screen. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble. Hey, you got that, Chris? And to petition the government for a redress of grievances. 9 out of 10 people will tell you that it's just about freedom of press. Freedom of speech. There's some other things in there, and they are golden. Our Constitution is golden. And instead of watching Netflix, I want this baby in my heart, okay, and in my brain, cold. It's my project for the rest of 2023. All right, Clarence Thomas, how is he holding up? You know, the left-wing media is coming for him really bad, really hard. He did nothing wrong. We're talking about peanuts, nothing. And he's well within the boundaries, well within the guidelines. Hospitality, you know, they're hassling him because he went on vacation with a rich friend, all right? That is nothing compared to Justice Sotomayor.
They're looking for people with Court of Appeals experience because Court of Appeals is where policy is made. and I know this is on tape, and I should never say that because we don't make law, I know. Okay, I know. I'm not promoting it, and I'm not advocating it, okay. Having said that.
Wow, she really needed to withdraw her nomination right then and there. That's Justice Sotomayor. She's been on the court now for 14 years. Well, take a look at this. They're hassling Clarence Thomas over a cup of coffee. Sotomayor received $3 million for her memoir, and the publisher has had business before the Supreme Court. Penguin Random House held multiple cases before the Supreme Court. Sotomayor declined to recuse herself. Can I see that figure one more time? $3 million for her memoir? Could she possibly have sold enough books to make back that advance? I wonder. I really wonder. Hey, this might be a matter for one of my favorite United States senators, Josh Hawley. Check this out.
General, I think you should resign. Secretary Austin, I think you should resign. I think this mission was a catastrophe.
We find tens of thousands of children who are forced to work as slaves because of your policies, and you turn around and blame a prior administration. You should have resigned long ago. And if you cannot change course, you should be removed from office.
Excellent work, Senator Hawley. Mayorkas talking to. Absolutely. So the January 6th committee went after Josh Hawley, and they lied about him. Do you remember when he kind of gave the, way to go sign to who knows who he was talking to? This is not a hate symbol. They tried to make him into some sort of radical. This is a totally acceptable thing to do. Remember the horrible things they said about him? And then they said he ran away on January 6th. I knew that they were up to something. This is how I presented it. This was last summer. They accused him of running away. He didn't. Take a look at what they said and what he actually did.
Later that day, Senator Hawley fled after those protesters he helped to rile up stormed the Capitol. See for yourself.
Oh, he's terrified, isn't he? This looks like a guy who might be running 30 seconds late for a train. He's just going home, fleeing, running. He looks like one of those guys commuting. He looks like that guy from Mad Men. Maybe they're going to stop at a bar for a drink. Give me a break. Again, it was just everything they do. They go too far. And they went even further than I thought. All right. So we know from Tucker, who reported 2 months ago, he got that footage from Speaker McCarthy. More about him later. They played so many tricks with this footage. Look at what Tucker found out.
To prove that Josh Hawley was a coward, the committee released video of him loping out of the building on the afternoon of January 6th with a police escort. The tape became a staple on social media. The actual videotape shows that Hawley was one of many lawmakers being ushered out of the building by Capitol Hill police officers. And in fact, Hawley was at the back of the pack. The coward tape was a lie, one of many from the January 6th committee.
Amazing, right? Hey, with Tucker temporarily off the air, we hope he comes back. I'd love to have him at Newsmax. We'll see what happens, but where are those 40,000 hours of tape? I mean, what's his name? Speaker McCarthy. I always call him Andrew, like that actor from the 80s. McCarthy, this guy. Where are the damn tapes? Why don't you give them to the rest of us, okay? Or just put them online, make them public. 40,000 hours, that's the American people's property. And you got to still get your act straightened out when it comes to Ashli Babbitt.
One of the first things Marjorie Taylor Greene said from the oversight dais was that Ashli Babbitt was murdered. Do you think Ashli Babbitt was murdered, or do you think the police officer who shot her was doing his job?
I think the police officer did his job.
Yeah, that's a really big problem I have with Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Ashli Babbitt, no way was that officer doing his job. That officer was committing a crime. And we're not going to forget about it here. And you know who else is not going to forget? Donald Trump. When I spent time with him 2 weeks ago, He brought it up. It wasn't in response to a direct question. He brought it up.
We have very strong people in this country, and they've been sitting back and watching. They've been watching. They've watched that whole situation at the Capitol. They didn't walk in with guns. They shot Ashli Babbitt. That officer, bad things should happen to him. He shot her, and she was totally defenseless. She was like an American patriot. You look at her, everything online, the flag and the whole thing. She was an American patriot. They shot her, and nothing happened to him. If that were the other way around, there would have been hell to pay.
He's talking about the racial component, I do believe, and yes, it would have been an entirely different story. Ashli Babbitt, we can never forget what happened to that woman, to that patriot, and her family, I know, is exploring a lawsuit and other options, and someday there will be justice for Ashli Babbitt. We'll be right back.